This is Michael with Michael Mays Leatherworks, and welcome back to my leather shop. Today we're going to be talking about skiving leather again. In my previous video, I showcased a skiving knife that I purchased off Amazon for around $15 or $16. And the video was very well received. We got a lot of comments, a lot of views, and a lot of really good questions on that video. And I want to thank you guys for doing that. One of the main comments though that I got that kind of stuck with me was, why aren't you showing a traditional Japanese skiver, an authentic Japanese skiver, as they're much better in quality and it's going to help take your skiving up to the next level. I've looked at Japanese skivers before, and to be honest with you, some of them are very expensive, kind of out of my price range. So I'd like to go ahead and thank the sponsor of today's video, which is goodsjapan.com. You'll see their information on the screen, and you'll find a link to their website and to this specific knife we're covering today in the description below. So if you guys are interested, go check them out, see what all they have. Now with that being said, this is the knife that was sent to me. It's got a nice ergonomic round handle, which I like a little bit more than the other one. It was very blocky, quite a bit longer. This one does fit your hand a little better than the other one did. Now, this is a 36 millimeter traditional Japanese skiver / utility knife. Now, this is currently on their website for $27.99 USD, plus shipping and handling. Now that is definitely a little bit more expensive than the other knife that we covered, but in my opinion, it's still very economical where your everyday hobbyist or person, is going to be able to go out and purchase this if you choose to do so. As you can see, we've got three different pieces of leather laid out here. I have a 4 to 5 ounce vegetable tan leather. We have a suede, which is approximately 3 ounces. And then I've got a crocodile imprinted vegetable tan leather, which is about 2.5 to 3. It varies slightly, but I wanted a good selection of leather so that we can, give this knife an appropriate test. Now this was sent to me December of 2021, so I have had this knife and been using it for about 3 months now. I've used it on a myriad of different projects, and it's done fairly well for me so far. I've been impressed with the results. So with all that said, we're going to go ahead, we're going to test it on these three pieces here, and let's see how it performs. All right, we're going to start with this smaller piece of the crocodile. Now, a lot of people will say, hey, you have to skive on glass or marble, granite, what have you. If that's how you choose to do it, by all means, it's fine. I normally will skive right on my board, right on my cutting surface. I've never had an issue doing that. But if you have a marble or a cutting station, skiving station that you use, by all means do that. Now, I demonstrated the skiving technique in my previous video, so I'm not going to do an extensive explanation of it like I did in that video. But the gist of it is that you want the bevel up, flat side down. Support it on the top so you can control it. And don't death grip it, firm but gentle. Now the technique is you want to get your blade lined up with the line that you've marked, and then you want to apply a little bit of down pressure into the leather and then glide it across in a sweeping motion. And if you have a nice sharp blade, that's going to pass right through and give you a nice clean cut. And another little pointer is, especially with leather like this that you can see that has a lot of texture, just hang the tip of your blade off the leather when you start to skive. that'll keep it from getting caught in those little valleys there, and it'll give you a cleaner product at the end. So let's give it a try, see what we get. Easy enough. You can see it went through the leather rather easily. I didn't have to force it or you know, apply too much pressure or anything to get it through. As we can see, that's it's a nice skive. The angle from the top here down towards our end is very consistent. It's very clean. So that I'm definitely happy with that skive. Okay. And you know, and this is a pretty flexible piece of leather also. This does have a little bit of stretch to it, not bad, but you know, no worries on that. Performed rather well. Get that out of the way. All right, now we're gonna try our suede. Now this is a 3-ounce suede. And if you've ever tried to hand skive suede, you know it can be a little problematic sometimes. Suede, depending on where you get it, it's very soft, very malleable. If you try to cut it, it'll end up, you know, bunching up on you. I've had issues, as you can tell, with working with suede in the past. So let's give it a shot here, see how it does. Exactly the same technique we used on the alligator here. A little bit of pressure, and then let the technique and the sharpness of the blade do the work for you. Now when you start to get up here, you notice I don't have enough room to hold on. So what I'll do is I'll get it as close as I can and then slightly turn it and then put my blade at a bit of an angle here. That allows me to hold on to it and then try to match the angle you had before, and then just go slow, and we'll get that corner right off there. All right, so let's take a look. Well, right off the bat, you can see that we don't have a bunch of fuzzies. We don't have any tear outs coming in towards our edge. And this was already, you know, a rather thin piece of leather, being a 3-ounce. So I'm very satisfied with the quality of skive that we're getting off this. Now I've had these, like I said, about 3 months. I've never put these on a stone. I will hit them with sandpaper, about 800 grit, and then I'll strop it with a little bit of rouge on my leather strop. That's all that I've done to maintain this blade, and after 3 months we're still getting these results. I'm very happy with that. And it holds an edge very well. You could probably go a couple of projects without, you know, touching it up, but I like to do it before every use, just to make sure that I'm going to get the best results that I can. But again, very nice indeed. All right, now here is our 4 to 5 ounce vegetable tan leather. I've got this skive, or I've got a line marked here about 5 mils up from the edge, and you'll notice if you've hand skived vegetable tan leather, just your standard veg tan, this is one of the harder leathers to skive and get a really nice consistent cut. Even if you have a really sharp knife, it's just because it's so dry. You know, there's no moisture in here. We don't have any waxes or oils or anything that's going to help, you know, lubricate that blade and help pass it through the leather. So do expect a little bit more drag when you're, skiving this type of leather. So let's see how it does. Now where I'm back a little bit further, I am going to choose a more of a shallow angle, but then again, exactly the same procedure as far as the technique we're going to use. Nice sweeping motion. Okay. Try to stay on your line. And that's just, it just comes with practice. And don't get in a rush. You know, skiving's not a race. If you want nice quality results, take your time, practice on some scraps. Again, it's a very nice skive. Now, I didn't try to take it down to a super feathered edge. Normally, a lot of times you're not doing that anyway. If I'm skiving vegetable tan leather like this, most of the time the largest area that I'm going to do is on the buckle side of a belt, because, you know, when we fold around that buckle for the tongue to go through, we want that to be skived down roughly 50% of its thickness. That way, when it folds back onto itself, we're going to have the full thickness, and, you know, it's going to look nice and consistent throughout the body of the belt. Now, if you're doing turned edges, like on a handbag or something like that, which I have used this for, I'll put in some pictures of a bag that I made for my wife, and I used this knife and only this knife to skive every part of that project. And in my opinion, it came out beautifully. I'm very proud of the bag and the results that I got, and I was able to get the skiving done much quicker just because of the quality of the blade that I have here. It's very sharp. I mean, it is wicked sharp. I mean, if you get one, be careful. I have cut myself with it. It's razor sharp right out of the box. But, you know, I think the proof of how well it skives is, you know, the proof is right here. You know, here we have, you know, a thin textured leather, and as you can see, and it doesn't matter, we could be skiving 2 feet, or, you know, or you can be skiving 1.5 inches. As long as you have a clean technique and you have a nice sharp blade, you're going to get a beautiful result at the end. And I think that's really what we're all after, you know, at the end of the day is. But at, you know, at $28, $27.99, you know, I think this is going to be a very valuable addition to your, you know, to your leather tools. You know, it's small, it fits in the hand well, it definitely feels well made. After talking with Simon up at Goods Japan, this particular, their skiving knives aren't made in-house. They actually outsource that to another company there in Japan. Now, excuse my pronunciation, I'm not you know, a fluent Japanese speaker by any stretch of the imagination, but I do believe it's pronounced Michi Hamono. Now, that's the name of the company that actually produces these blades. Now, they're known for making woodworking knives, chisels, and different implements, and are known for, you know, in Japan for, you know, super high quality. So, you know, they outsource to them to make these. And I tell you what, guys, I've been so happy and so satisfied with my experience using this, you know. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this review. Like I said, all in all, I think it's a quality product. I think if you choose to get yourself one, you won't be disappointed. Their customer service has been great. I've done business with them in the past. I own a set of their stitching awls, a size 1 and 2. Got those 4 or 5 years ago. Just to show you guys, I have them right here, size 1 and 2. I use these on every hand sewing project that I do, and they're still going strong. You know, nothing's bent. You know, they're very well made. So, you know, I've been very happy with them so far. But guys, if this has been informative, if it's been entertaining, you've learned anything, we definitely appreciate a thumbs up. You know, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Love to hear what you guys think down in the comment section. Again, thank you to goodsjapan.com for being the sponsor for today's video. And you guys be on the lookout for my next video to come.